Okay, you are now live.
Okay. It is 6:01. I'm going to call the City of Greendale Redevelopment Commission regular meeting to order for November 18th, 2025 at 6 o'clock. First order of business is the approval of minutes from our regular meeting on October 21st. Comments, changes? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve as submitted.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I will second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? So moved. Thank you. Okay, we have the financial report from Becky. My apologies, I'm looking at it. Is there any comments, questions?
Are you talking about all the pages or just one page? What are you talking about?
Whatever. Any of the pages you wish to.
Just, the last page with the funds for the GRC investment CD summary.
Yes.
I mean, it looks like we're losing money, but there's the $500,000 rolled into the other $500,000 is the 18-month time, I'm sorry, the 12-month time frame, so.
Yeah, Bill, that should be 2 million
2 million,
versus.
just so everybody sees that we got $43,000 so far.
Right.
Yeah.
And that is a correction
Yeah.
we would like to make with the motion. That should just be 2 million. I'll refer back to Becky on that. So we're still getting pretty good rates.
Yeah, I was, 4.15. And the best we had was that shortest first one that we had, but other than that, they're still decent rates after that, so.
When we roll
Correction that's necessary?
On the last page,
over 500 though.
under the column that says dollar, it has the symbol dollar amounts and the amount. She added, we only have 4 $500,000 CDs, not 5, and she.
Mike,
it's just a calculation.
shouldn't one of those include the interest from the one we rolled?
It should.
So it would be over 500.
My guess is, Aaron, that she put that total in the balance. I'll ask her.
So you're saying you think she may have bought another $500,000 one and taken the 10,000, not, in other words, not buying a $510,000 one? Is that what you're thinking?
I think she bought a $510,000 one. I just don't think she indicated that.
Okay, so that also is possibly a correction point then on this
It could
page.
be. It
Okay.
could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the one, I think it was the one, yeah, it's the very top one, opening date of 9/30/2025. That originally was done for 6 months on April 3rd, matured on 9/30. Then she reinvested in whatever that was. The principal balance would have been a little bit larger. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that's the question I think Aaron's
Yeah.
asking. Did she just do a $500,000 CD or did she do the 512 or whatever the number was? That's what we need to know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Good question.
You want that by the percentage
Yeah.
on top of the 12.
And Bill, I don't recall in the activity of that month, that was back in, that would probably been in
It was October.
October.
Yeah.
I don't recall, seeing any activity for that, but I didn't look for it, so. Okay, I will get those 2 questions, and I'll email everybody those answers.
I'll make a motion to accept the financial report with the corrections to the investment CD summary.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, so moved. Okay, we go to the claims. Has to be one of the smaller claim months I've seen for a while. Comments, questions?
So just from my knowledge, the 132 Ridge, so that basically is just saying we're paying we held back 10%, we're just paying it all now because we're happy with what they did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bill, from my understanding and from my memory of other ones, I think we hold back until somebody from the city kind of gives us that, hey, it was done, it was okay.
And that will be Nathaniel's job from.
Yeah,
here on
going
out.
forward.
Yep.
And Bill, it's hard for me, it's hard to just remember since we don't do, one of those very often.
Yeah, it's just the spreadsheet that came with it, this one here, it appeared like we were gonna pay the 90, 99, 96, whatever that number is. But way over to the right, I saw the other number, so it just,
Yeah.
okay, that's what we do, whole 10%. All right, that's good.
Hearing, any further questions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the claims as presented.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? So moved. Claim signature sheet coming down. Okay, Mike, we'll turn over to you on unfinished business, the Stellar, and then the bridge bid package.
Sure. So on Stellar, there'll be a project steering committee meeting next week to discuss some preliminary design elements for the streetscaping project down in the area of Ridge Avenue and Brown and Kansas Streets, about 3 blocks down there. That's the latest there. Any questions about Stellar? On the bridge, Mike had forwarded, I think yesterday, a bid package that One Dearborn has drafted around this project. It is everything included, quite a large document. I would probably focus your attention looking at it on the notice to bidders. Is probably the easiest thing to kind of review and serve as a framework for discussing this. If you haven't had a chance to thoroughly review it. But again, this is a draft. You could consider approving this tonight with some updates, changes that we might discuss here. And then we'd be able to publish this and go out and begin receiving bids for this. Right now, the way we've written this is bids would come back. We would receive those through Monday, March 16th, and open them at your Tuesday, March 17th redevelopment commission meeting, assuming you adhere to the same meeting schedule in 26 that you have this year. I can walk you through the notice to bidders if you like, but feel free to stop me with any questions. So we are bidding this as a lump sum project.
That's the only question I have, Mike. What's that mean versus what the alternative is?
We want to know what's the bottom dollar that the Greendale Redevelopment Commission is going to pay the contractor to pull off this project.
Okay. What
All in, everything.
What else would they be doing as far as a bid? What other kind of bid would they do?
Specific task.
Specific
Yeah,
task?
build it
Okay.
different.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Yep. I don't know if that's the best way to approach this project or not, if you have other thoughts on that.
No, I like the fact
I'm
that-
all ears, but
I want to know the net number is what I want to
No,
know.
it's good.
yeah. So following that, we kind of bullet point out, and this is just me kind of thinking what all goes into a project like this, and bullet pointed out what those considerations may be, what some of the costs and items that go into this project. So just starting with the first one here. Decorative design of the signage panels in collaboration with and subject to the approval of the Greendale Redevelopment Commission. Production of the signage panels on durable, fade-resistant, and easy-to-clean materials. Cost of all materials used in preparing and mounting the panels to the bridge structure. I am not identifying in here if we feel that there is a specific method of how those panels should be affixed to the bridge structure. I'm kind of leaving that up to the bidders to give us their thoughts on how,
They just can't be permanently attached.
right. Yeah, they'll have to be able to be removed. I mean, it's a land lease we have in place with the railroad, or would have in place with the railroad.
So you may want to specify, to Mooch's point, that where you say cost, and you preparing and mounting the panels to the bridge structure, not permanently attached or something of that nature.
Yep. All right.
So Mike, quick question.
Mhm.
Haven't did very many signs in my life, but since this is going over a major thoroughfare with thousands of cars going through it, is there any kind of state regulations, state testing, state engineering that has to take place to make sure that we don't lose the G or the Greendale or whatever? Lose a letter, lose a panel?
Yeah. You're talking about like a safety consideration, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I do put in here proper coordination with Indiana Department of Transportation for ensuring safe and effective US 50 vehicle traffic management during installation and maintenance.
Yep, I've seen that, but is that going to be at their expense to provide an engineering report on that, or is that going to be, how's that going to be scrutinized? Sorry.
I don't know.
Some bidders ask us to provide stamped engineer drawings.
Yeah.
Well, and there might be something in the NDOT book as well for transportation under your sign and stuff like that. A lot of times there's stuff like that in there that tell you, so it might be something we can look at.
Yeah, I mean, this is different than one of those billboard signs along the road.
Yeah, especially since we're going above this,
Yeah.
above
Right.
the highway.
You're directly above the lane of
Mhm.
travel. Yeah, I mean, anybody who has some expertise in this area, I'll look at Nathaniel and
I can look it up
Mooch.
tomorrow.
If you have thoughts on what we might add in here around that, and I'm all ears. We also put in here proper permitting and coordination with CIND being the railroad company, for ensuring safe site access during installation and maintenance, including panel clearing and repairs from time to time.
And Mike, that to me kind of answers Bill's question, because in their agreement, it says it can't be a permanent attachment.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Yep.
What's the cleaning part of it?
Let's say somebody gets up there and spray paints one of the panels, we need to
That's
remove the spray paint.
That's for the sign company to clean off?
We don't know. That's a,
We're talking about, so what we propose in here is installation and maintenance. And at some point in here, one of the next bullets is annual inspection and maintenance of the sign panels and hardware, and an annual cost to be identified. And again, this is off the top of my head, open to feedback here. A 3-year agreement with the company and Greendale Redevelopment Commission for,
Is that once a year? Is that monthly?
Annual
put
inspection.
annual in there, but it could be more or less frequent depending on what you want.
and I think, Mooch, I think that came a little bit from when I approached the CVB about assisting in some of the cost. And they weren't opposed to it, but they see right now, nobody really looks at the bridge. All of a sudden, we're gonna have these nice new panels, and some kids are gonna go out there, walk on the thing, bend over and spray
Oh,
paint.
I get it, yeah.
So
So, Mooch, would you have any concern trying to mount a sign to that? I'm not worried about the traffic going underneath it, I'm worried about the train going across it. That won't be all that, okay.
We'll have to use the right stuff. Double nutted bean clamps and Loctite.
Okay,
Vince, I keep on saying, if you drive through Columbus, Indiana,
yeah, they do it.
it feels like they have like 2 or 3 of these, and you're always like, wow, that's, it's,
Well, I know the mayor of Columbus well, I wouldn't have any problem calling her for you.
Are they railroad bridges that you're
you
thinking
know what,
of?
Bill, I can't remember, and I haven't been there recently, but I think with whatever the signs they have, I couldn't tell what they were. I mean, I don't remember, well, that's a railroad. I just remember driving through and it was, you know, they have a lot of streetscaping and that there too.
Yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, I know.
I can reach out to her.
Would you mind?
Yeah, no problem.
If, Vince, if you would, ask if one of them is actually on a railroad
Okay.
structure, how that how'd that work out for them? You know, how did they handle the affixed structure and all that kind of stuff? So.
When I think the railroad told Mike that they've had this in other locations.
They have, I mean, if you like, Mayor, I can take that off your plate unless you want to place
No.
that call to Columbus or
No.
other communities that
Yeah,
have
go
done
ahead.
similar projects.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be probably a good thing to do. Is there thoughts on the 3-year maintenance agreement? Is that reasonable?
Yeah, I think it's a good starting point, yeah.
Well, why don't you ask Mary how many years they typically get out of their signs?
Mary?
She's the mayor of
Mayor Columbus.
Columbus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I'm,
First name basis.
well, I don't
guess
know her
so.
last name. That's all I know.
All right.
But my point is, if it's a 5-year sign, you wanna check it for 5 years, or you're gonna wanna take it off if you're not gonna maintenance it, right?
Right.
So,
Yep, I'll pick their brains.
You know, I really do think that if this goes all the way to where we, you know, I think there's a lot of possibilities once we have the sign company under contract, should we choose to go that way. You know, there's a lot of, you know, we could approach Hollywood, we could approach Perfects, we could approach, you know, some different things like that too, so, who knows? If we want.
Last bullet point there is proper removal and disposal of any unused or discarded materials, just to make sure, you know, the project site gets cleaned up after it's completed. Necessary permits with the city of Greendale and CIND shall be obtained by the contractor. We'll waive local permit fees. A lot of this was copied from the bid package we put together for the demo at 132 Ridge this past summer. We did have to add some language in around some of the, like, right of entry license agreements, occupancy license agreements. Those are part of this bid package. Those were documents provided by the railroad. So we include those in the bid package, so the bidders are aware. But City of Greendale you'll be the direct leasee, the railroad of these panels.
Do you have a completion date once under contract?
No.
Need to add that.
You guys want to put a completion date
I
in
just
there?
was asking, I don't know.
Mooch, what do you think's commonplace in the market?
I would say by August.
So 6
I was
months.
thinking 6 months,
Yeah.
after.
Months.
Okay.
What are you doing with an ink pen?
and the maintenance to start
Material's hard to get
yearly
sometimes.
after upon
After the,
completion.
upon completion, yeah.
Okay.
August 20. Okay. Require them to have a performance bond for 100% of the project cost. And we'll, you know, take their questions, allow them to do visits to the site, of course, and, yeah, again, deadline mid-March 26 for them to submit proposals. So, I don't know, I guess if you want us to make further changes to this and then bring it back in December for the redevelopment commission to look at before we decide to push this out, or if we can just make these updates and go ahead and get it pushed out here sooner than later.
Say, talk to Mary and
Okay.
Bring back in December, I think
Yeah.
we're okay on that.
we'll still have plenty of time.
Yeah.
Sure.
And Mike, if you could, a few days before this meeting, since it's such a thick packet, to make
Yeah.
sure we get a chance to read through it.
Yep.
Or just highlight the changes? If you could do that.
Okay.
Good job, Mike.
That's very nice.
Yeah, I'm very happy with all the detail you've got in that thing.
Yeah. Doesn't sound like a complex project
Well,
at all.
the more time-consuming one was putting together the bid package for 132 Ridge, which was, served as a good framework for this one, so I didn't have to start from scratch like I did last time, so.
Well, you know, that's how Anthony works, right?
Yeah.
Cut and paste.
Cut and paste.
One more action, or one more item I'd like to bring up. This wasn't on the agenda under One Dearborn, but I did discuss this with Mike. Greendale Main Street, as you know, they are leasing from the Redevelopment Commission the house at 512 Ridge Avenue over here.
It's on new business.
On the bottom.
Oh, sorry. We'll hold off then.
Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay.
My apologies.
Nope, no worries. Anthony, KPG,
We've completed all the documentation for the bond. I was updated today that closing has been moved to December 5th tentatively. So that's the only update I have on that.
but the bottom line is they are moving forward and getting everything done and that, so.
So they're still meeting the timeline that they were originally looking at? Because there was a deadline for them to do something because of the money that they get from somebody, right?
Yeah, I assume,
I think it's by year end, Bill.
Ready
Stellar
2.0.
money?
do you know which money they had to have
What was the question? Sorry.
end of the year?
They had to break ground.
It's the redevelopment tax credits through the Indiana Economic Development Corporation, and there's some piece of paper sitting on some bureaucrat's desk at the Indiana Budget Office that needs to get signed before they can close.
But they have to meet a deadline to break ground by a certain time to get that money, isn't it, Mike?
Yeah,
They have to
It was before
put a
the
shovel in
year.
the ground by a certain time?
by the end of the year.
So, other than that signature, they're basically on, okay. They're on time, okay.
And they're also waiting on another permit from IDEM as well. I've got a conversation with somebody at the IEDC who might be able to help us with that, an IDEM to expedite that. Tomorrow, we got a meeting.
Anthony, Valley Woods, no update this point.
No update this month.
Taco Bell,
We completed the purchase of a small tract of land from Taco Bell last week. And so I think we can take that off the agenda.
okay. Only took longer.
Took almost the entire year.
They make tacos fast, but that's about it.
Okay, soft wash program, anything else, Anthony?
No.
I'm sorry. Soft wash program, we're finished. I just feel like everybody sitting here should be really proud of, we took a big project, we got it done, we bid it out, and it made an impact, in my opinion, on the city. And I think we made a pretty good decision on everything. We had 68% of the properties, 106 were completed. Only 17% did not respond to many attempts to contact them, both by Fish and by us. About 10% passed. Did have 4 properties that did not supply paperwork needed to complete, and we spent $86,000, a little bit over $86,000. My opinion, that is just, thank you guys, thanks the whole, not guys, but thank
Thank you all.
everybody for everybody.
That was huge.
It's-
Big lift.
Yeah, and we'll now find out from what we've heard about the fungus is that it will jump from house to house, so now we have a lot of houses cleaned. Let's see if it, if that is an accurate statement, but, so. Yeah, it's not gonna be perfect, cause there's still something there, so. Again, thank you for that, you guys, and, I passed along our thanks to Fish, and, I told them if any of the people contact them now and the project's done, just give them my contact information. Questions, comments on that? That'll be removed. Yeah. Okay. Any unfinished business that we didn't touch on? Moving down to new business, we have the GRC required State of Indiana DLGF spending plan. Mike.
Yeah, so we drafted this spending plan. We tried to bring this up into your October meeting. Hopefully you got it this time, but if you have any questions about that, we'll try and answer them. But this is a new statutory requirement. It has to be submitted to the Indiana Department of Local Government Finance by December 1st. So this being your last scheduled meeting before December 1st, we'd recommend, we can still make modifications to it based on your feedback here tonight, but we probably want to get a motion to get this submitted today.
My comment is it looks really good, and I would support making that motion. If anybody else has questions, that's fine, but I would support making that motion.
Okay, so we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on it? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? So moved. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Okay, so the next one is we've asked Anthony to draft a resolution. We have resolution 2025-16. And the title of that is a resolution of the Greendale Redevelopment Commission regarding the annual contribution to the Dearborn Community Foundation Endowment. So what this states is that we are voting to, lack of a better term, memorialize. Is that an okay statement, Anthony?
Yeah.
Memorialize the $100,000 contributions that will go to that for a total lifespan of 10 years, and we've already done one.
The first one was 400,000.
It was, I'm sorry, yes.
So it'll be another 9 payments.
Be another 9 payments of that.
So was that the total that's gonna go into that?
That's the annual payments. This is not the TIF.
We want to memorialize that 10 years.
We're
Okay.
memorializing
That's what
this.
this is.
Because this goes directly to the foundation. So that way, if we do this, we'll send this off to MGP, and that way, when they send it to the foundation, because they are their contributors, they will tell them to put it in the endowment, not the spendable.
Understand. Thank you.
And then other decisions on the TIF will have to come.
Yes, thank you.
I'll make a motion, we pass resolution 2025-16.
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
That just dawned on me the way that was said. Number 2, down here says the GRC may by motion, a majority in any given year, direct the $100,000 or any part be placed into a spendable account instead.
Yeah.
I thought we just said we weren't gonna do the expendable account.
We're not. This says, but you gotta read the rest of that. But absent such direction, all contributions shall be deposited into the endowment account without further board action.
Right, I guess in my mind, originally when we did this, we were talking about a way to make sure nobody after us, so to speak, was gonna put that in the spendable account. Is that right?
Well, there's no way for us to prevent, I mean, this board, next meeting could change its mind and pass another resolution.
Okay, so this could be overridden, so it's really not memorializing anything, it's just direction.
Yeah.
Okay. all right.
It's putting it in motion that the standard procedure is that it's going, that's the directive and the intention of this
Right, okay.
board is that it goes to that.
Okay.
And that it would require some special action.
So, Bill, my apologies.
To reverse that.
Memorialize was.
No, that's what I
probably
was,
not
but a few months ago when we talked about this, we were talking about trying to memorialize this.
Yeah.
And it sounds like we can't, is what you're saying.
I think we were memorializing this board's intent that the money go there, and a majority of a future board would have to decide that they need it for the spendable account for some reason.
Yeah, I guess when this whole thing started, though, we were trying to get that money to be earmarked so it wasn't touched for anything else but this in the future. I think that's what we're trying to do. And I think that leaves me, in my head, there's a little gray to that, so.
But once it goes into the endowment, it can't be reverted back.
Correct.
It's in there for good.
Right, it's
Okay. Correct, okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Any further questions? I have a first and second to adopt GRC resolution number 2025-16. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, so moved. Thank you.
Who motioned? And who seconded?
Aaron.
Mooch and Aaron.
There you go. Bear with me as soon as I write a note. Okay. At the last meeting, I had mentioned about contributing to the Greendale Parks to have them take care of the area, Ridge in Bellevue that we established, including the Welcome to Greendale sign. I spoke to Linda. She started out a little bit higher in here.
Typical Linda.
Imagine that.
But we came to what I'm presenting to you guys, I think is fair, that we would do $3,000 contribution to the Greendale Park Board, who will then take care of that area and ensuring that not only the trees watered, which our mayor has had done, but he has a lot on his plate, and that way they will take care upon themselves. And then also, for those who drive by that, it's the plants that are in the planter are maybe not the healthiest right now. So I think, and we have a lot of cars go by there, especially with Perfect North Slopes coming up. So thoughts, comments, concerns? One thing I would suggest is that we take this out of Riverboat, which we can do.
I'm good with it.
Okay. Hearing no questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve that.
I'll make that motion for that, this is the $3,000 per park board?
Yeah.
For the maintenance of the area, Ridge, Bellevue area.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? So moved. Thank you. I did find out from Linda also, because there was a question, I think, at this group that, well, who takes care of the one by MGP? She said MGP does.
That's on their property.
Yeah, and I didn't know that, and she said, oh, we can't touch that, and she was kind of emphatic.
That's why she sends me there in the evening to trim the trees. That's just what we do.
Old Linda.
Yep.
I think they would take care of it for us if we needed something, but.
It's just, we
Okay.
do, yeah.
All right. Just a reminder, and I wouldn't mind doing this now, is scheduling a workshop in January to talk about our 2026 revenue and expense projections. I know everybody's time is valuable. We really need to do this. We can either do it before one of our regularly scheduled meetings. We can do it after one of our regular scheduled meetings. We could do it a Friday morning. And I only say that because in the past boards, we've had a lot of people who liked doing that Friday morning. But I'm retired, so it's easy for me to say. So what is the pleasure? And I'm guessing it would take at least an hour, perhaps not that long, perhaps longer.
I'm available on a Friday morning, if we schedule it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do Friday morning.
If it's scheduled,
Yeah.
Mooch?
I'm available if I get reappointed.
Okay. Mark?
Give me a date.
Okay.
Just off.
Bill? Doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. I'll shoot, I'll throw out some dates for a Friday morning then. Um, just something we might have just, I don't know, but I would like permission from the board, and it's okay if you say no, obviously, we have a lot of different opinions here, and that's what makes this board really healthy, is the Tiger Trail ends here at the soccer fields. I would like to at least find out, and there's not gonna be any matching funds, especially from Indiana, they have $0 in their budget for any trails statewide. But I would just like to see, with everything we're doing down there with KBW, no, not KBW.
BWF.
Huh?
BWF.
BWF coming, and we're talking about iMedical putting some stuff here, maybe expanding a little bit. You know, I think if we could look at expanding the Tiger Trail on east to behind, you know, as far down as we could get, you know, it's just, I think it's a nice incentive for, as businesses come down there and their employees want to go for a walk during the day. And I say a little bit just working downtown Lawrenceburg, there were just dozens of people during their lunch hour to walk the trail on the levee. And it might be cost-wise, but obviously, if we don't have any state funding, it'll be cheaper. And Anthony, you said Rizzo, you think already has drawings for that?
Yeah, we have preliminary engineering for Tiger Trail extension from the soccer fields up the hill to Ridge, next to Lauren Hill Lane?
Lori Lane.
Yeah.
So,
So
thoughts, comments, questions?
Sorry, where is that? Where does it go up?
So,
By the firehouse, basically,
yeah.
And
just past it.
because we applied for a grant that we did not receive, and I think Tri-State Trails helped us with that.
I think they did.
We were unsuccessful. So really, the next step would probably be to get a cost estimate through Rezo on what it would cost for us to just build that.
Gotcha. Great.
There could be some funds available through OKI, which I know Dearborn County is no longer a official member of OKI, but is a certain set of funds called CMAQ funds, which is essentially emissions reduction funding, which I understand could be available for a project in a non-attainment area such as Lawrenceburg Township. So we can look further into that, see if that might be it's federal funding, but something we'll take a look at.
And obviously, the first step is just getting a cost estimate and where it would come up. I thought it would come up, I thought we talked about it coming up further by the martial arts, kind of right outside of Robinson, where that road goes down.
This was designed to come up near the firehouse.
Yeah. Initially.
I don't think we have any property past that, do we, Anthony? No, part of the reason?
Yeah, it came up on our property.
Yes.
To me, it just, okay, that's fine. Thoughts, concerns, yay, nay?
Yeah, let's get a price.
Mark, Aaron, Chris, you okay with getting a price?
I'm okay with getting a price.
Yes.
My question is, and I remember this, but I can't remember fully, is this a paved path, or is this going to be like I don't know what the, not dirt, just
No,
whatever that other,
It would be a hard surface path.
We keep it mowed now, Mark, because we have utility easements on it.
what I'm saying is, rather, if the cost is too high for the pavement, maybe look at putting down the other I don't know what it's called,
Yeah, it's like an aggregate or
an
something like that.
aggregate, but it's cushioned,
Okay.
and it's not a mud path.
Bill, how do you feel about it? Everybody else, well, how do you feel about getting the cost for it?
I think that's what I think Anthony's comment was, that's gotta be the next step, because we, you know, moving on without understanding what the price is.
Okay. Anything, do I need a motion on that, or?
I think let's just put it in a motion, we'll put it in the minutes that we're gonna get a cost estimate.
Okay.
Do you want us to take care of that? Do you want us to contact Christine? It might be a good experience for him to,
He needs to
If
get to
he
know
has
Christine.
time.
yeah. We'll
Make
take,
it work.
yeah, we'll
Well, let's, okay,
Yeah.
so the motion would be to authorize the mayor's office to contact Rizzo and gather a cost estimate for a walking bike path.
Based on his original design?
Yes. Thanks, Bill.
That'll save some money right there.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'll make that motion.
okay.
I would second that.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? So moved. Okay,
The motion was to just get a cost estimate?
yes.
Engineering cost estimate.
On the previous plans.
The previous.
Okay, Mike, it's yours now. Sorry.
It's okay.
Multitasking.
Yeah, so as I kind of prematurely started a few minutes back, we're leasing the house over here, 512 Ridge to Greendale Main Street. They're all moved in there. There's been some painting done. Looks really nice if you haven't been over there. If you see a car parked in the driveway, feel free to stop in and kind of check it out. But there are some bedrooms in that house, which Main Street feels could be rented out as office space. So they'd like to ask Greendale Redevelopment Commission if Main Street could have sub-leases for some of these bedrooms / offices in that house. In the current lease agreement that you have with Greendale Main Street, they can do a sublease with written consent from Greendale Redevelopment Commission. They're thinking that might be in the ballpark of $400 a month for each of those bedrooms, which I think they've got 2 or 3 available. So,
And when Mike talked to me about this, I reminded him, and he said Main Street is 100% aware, you know, once the city gets the water decision on why Greendale purchased it, you know, if we don't need it, I told him at that time of our vote to buy it was that we would put it back on the market. And he's well aware of that and understands that, and at that time, you know, they'll make sure that their tenants, should we move this, would be
I would
aware
imagine
of
that
it.
would be a stipulation in the subleasee agreements that,
Do you have interest now?
supposedly, yes, and not with me directly, but I think Erin, president of Greendale Main Street, I think she's received some interest. But I'm not sure from exactly who.
And I've heard from being on the foundation board that these kind of things were just an office where somebody could go and work, have been kind of sought.
Rental office type.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So there wouldn't be any signage out front, Bob's office or whatever?
No, there has been conversation around putting a Main Street sign out there, but I just think with the temporary nature of the property, potentially, depending on what redevelopment may or may not decide to do at any given time in the future, it may or may not make sense to put a sign out there, so.
But I mean, that plant, that's
How's that
a
for
couple
waffling?
years off, isn't it? I mean, that's like.
Oh, easily.
So I mean,
Oh,
What's that?
oh,
it's not a couple years off, the
It'll take a
decision.
year to design it.
yeah, it's,
Yeah, but I thought,
The decision will be
the
made, but then
decision-
the-
Oh, yes, decision will be made soon.
yeah, the
That's what I thought,
decision was, I think, the key to the house keeping or not keeping, and whether you need it the back or not.
True,
Right.
good point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but it's
you'll-
not like it's
yeah,
gonna
that's what I
happen
was-
next month.
That's what I was like, what?
yeah, no.
You're-
I wish.
You mean if we had to build a new plant? Thank you.
Yes.
$400 a month goes goes back to Main Street?
It goes to Main Street, yeah. Mhm.
It gives them income, they don't have any income right now, so.
Would this just be month-to-month lease?
It could be.
I think it should be.
Given the fact that that could be sold, yeah, I think that's a good idea. My only two concerns are, one, when you started, Mike, you talked about the bedrooms and about people, as long as they're offices, I don't have a problem. We can't be leasing out sleeping arrangements over there.
Yeah, it'd be office
Yeah,
use
okay.
only.
All right, and the second is that whoever goes in there needs to remember that that needs to be a bedroom once we sell the house, kind of, after they get out, kind of thing. So not really doing a whole lot to that
Yeah.
bedroom to, differentiate it in the future? Okay.
Yep.
That's my only two concerns.
Yeah. Again, the existing lease between GRC and Main Street says with written consent, so we can put those in a written consent that Mike signs,
Mhm.
what we've talked about here tonight, and
Yeah.
have Main Street's president sign it, Aaron, and file that away.
Are there any parking concerns?
I've thought about that, but we've had meetings over there.
Pretty big driveway.
Yeah, you can fit 5 or 6 cars in there.
There's about
Yeah.
6 or 7 stalls in our parking
At the
lot.
end of the parking lot.
Like I said, there's,
And
And
you got
it's
the
fine
city.
if those
yeah,
are
this
taken
part,
up,
this
you're
parking
not.
lot's right next door to
Okay.
it, so.
We don't ever have anybody park there anyway.
I'll make a motion, we allow Main Street to seek that $400 a month.
I was like,
whatever it is.
I kind of like it. We have a motion, do we have a second?
This is for them to allow them to sublet on a month, with
Month to month.
provisions that,
Office use only.
yeah, with provisions.
Yeah.
Month to month, not permanent.
Minimal
I would-
modifications.
Yeah, I would second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion, and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those against? Okay. I do not have anything else. Anything on that side of the room?
Thank
Dana,
you.
welcome again.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Mike, Anthony? Anything from the board? Any audience comments? My apologies. I jumped right over that one. No, it was at the end on this one. Okay, I entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Hey, until, want everybody to note that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Pardon me?